Labyrinth review, the 1986 David Bowie one.
Yeah.
And now you see why we said that Church on Ruby Road is basically Doctor Who's version of the Labyrinth.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Less complicated, but they also didn't have as much time.
I mean, yeah.
They didn't have David Bowie.
Precisely.
Also, why pay for a babysitter when you can just have your child watch your other child?
Yeah.
Don't you just love the 80s?
That was a big-ass house, too.
It was. It always makes me so sad seeing big houses in movies in the 80s. It's like, are you like a rocket scientist to afford that? Oh no, I just walked down the street as a grocer, like,
Right?
uh,
Although I think in this one they were pretty rich, considering that her stepmother seemed a bit of one of those kind of gold diggery types.
I didn't really get that, but
But then again, the movie is from Sarah's perspective, and Sarah is a bit of a spoiled brat, so
yeah.
it definitely, it's definitely from her perspective, so we don't know what's going on all the time. We only get to see sort of very clipped down what she sees, and so
as a kid, it's like, you never let me have any fun. You were outside playing for like 6 hours, dude.
And you were still an hour late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, if I wish my little sibling could go away to the Goblin King, I'd be like, well, I guess they're gone now.
Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I had memorized Mulder's bio because I wished I was Mulder so that my sister would be kidnapped when I turned 12. I wished she would be taken by aliens. So I can definitely feel that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting mashup because it's part David Bowie musical, part Muppets, part mishmash of a bunch of fairy tales, kind of all stacked up on one another.
I'm pretty sure the writer just got high on acid and wrote down his entire trip. And that's where the movie came from.
And the sound and what he was listening to while he was on this adventure was a David Bowie album. He put that on, and that's where that came from.
And honestly, I think David Bowie is like one of the reasons they haven't even tried to make a remake of it, because you can't make a remake without him.
No. Like they were, I heard years ago, like in 2012, they were trying to make a reboot of it, but it's like no, you can't.
Yeah, well, there's not, and that's the thing is, at the point that you would replace David Bowie, either for this thing, you might as well write a completely different story.
Yeah. There's some movies you just don't do remakes of.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to look it up. So the puppet characters are Jim Henson puppets, so they are Muppets.
It was Jim Henson, George Lucas, and and David Bowie coming together to make this thing.
Yeah.
That was one of the selling points. It's in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing together George. The order was something like Jim Henson brought you the Muppets and Dark Crystal, and then George Lucas, who brought you Star Wars, and David Bowie, and that's kind of how they sold Labyrinth. Is no, this is these three people coming together. Why don't you come watch it?
I mean, I liked how the entire series the entire movie tied together in the very first scene of her room. Like, when she went into her room, you could see all of her new friends that she made along the way as little stuffed animals.
Oh, it was so adorable.
Like Didymus is right when she enters her room, in the corner, and little plushies of her new friends.
My God, it was Wizard of Oz on steroids.
More like the later Oz books.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking of the books. I was thinking of the movies. But yeah, if we're going by books, then yes.
Well, there was one of the other Oz books was made into a movie, but
yeah, that was so weird.
That was kind of, from what I understand, that was kind of how weird the rest of the Oz books were, and the first Wizard of Oz movie was probably trimmed down and made less strange to make it filmable.
It was. Also, the whole ruby slippers, they were originally silver.
Yeah, because it was bimetallism or something, and I'd heard that before, but I don't know if that was true. Yeah, currency. It was using gold and silver.
Off of
as a standard.
It was based off of the currency thing in the U.S. at the time.
Yeah, using both a gold and silver together standard instead of
20
just gold.
God, 24 years ago, I learned that. Now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but that's that I remember hearing. But
yeah, that was. I mean, of course, you don't always learn the truth in school, but I learned that tidbit in history class.
Yep.
So let's see. She wishes her. It was a baby brother, right? Yeah.
Half brother. Yeah.
Half brother away to the Goblin King. I never really
doing an incantation of Goblin King, take this child far away from here. And it's like, why doesn't she just say, I wish the Goblin King would take you away right now? Like, I wish the Goblin King would take you away. Clicks off the light. Right now. She said it. She said the words.
Now,
you say.
What is for so what, did it ever explain the Goblin King's motivation? Was he gonna eat the child?
Turn him into one child, wasn't he? That was the stated goal. Was
okay.
At the end of if she didn't get to him by the time the clock ran out, he would become one of the goblins.
It doesn't sound like such a bad life.
Yeah, it does. I mean, aside from the fact that the Goblin King is a bit of a tyrant.
I mean, is he? I mean, yeah. Like him.
He was threatening Hoggle to put him in the everlasting stench.
And Hoggle was terrified of him, which was the only reason he obeyed him. It's like, I don't want to poison Sarah. She's my friend. Do it, or bog of eternal stench. Mm-hmm. he's stated many times that the only reason he follows Jareth is because he's a coward and he doesn't want to be tortured by him. Jareth literally throws his minion goblins out the window and into the ceiling and shit like that, kicks them around.
Yeah, he basically acts with impunity, just like whatever, just like, oh, you thought you could, go against me? No.
Yeah, like I said, nice guy.
My question is, how did he get that power when he's very human looking?
Yeah, somebody had a.
It might be like a bee sort of thing. Like there's one queen and then a lot of workers, and the queen is different from the others. Maybe he's the goblin equivalent, or maybe he was it was the same sort of deal that was done to her half brother. Was the same thing that happened to him.
Yeah, somebody
and
had
so
a
he became
that...
a goblin, but it was because he was a human, and because he was lost in this sort of goblin game with the child. That he was goblin, but he was also human, and because of that, he got all of his magic out of that.
Which would mean, if that theory is correct, which is, believable, kind of a Princess Peach style thing, or that means that he's looking to use Toby as an heir, which is really kind of creepy about it, because he's hitting on this teenage girl. It's like, you know, love me, cherish me, and I will be your slave. Like, okay, so supposedly you're in love with her, so you're stealing her little brother to be your heir. Kind of creepy. Although also creepy that a grown-ass man who plays with who is surrounded by a bunch of tiny goblins has the hots for a teenage girl, but that's pretty common trope in a lot of stuff. I mean, look at things like Twilight.
Yeah.
It's ageless monsters seem to have a thing for teenage girls, which is just yeah.
But I'm still in the body of a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no telling. I mean, it's Labyrinth, so like it's a one shot deal. So we have as much information as I think we're going to get, unless there's some interviews that have talked about this more in detail.
But fun fact about that, the interviews and stuff. A certain Cheryl McFadden, also known as Gates McFadden, was the choreographer for this.
Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah.
And if Maydrock doesn't know who that is, Beverly Crusher from Next Generation.
The doctor off of Next Gen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redheaded doctor Crusher. Off of Next Gen, because there's two.
Yeah. Wesley's mom.
Yes.
Who Picard thinks has got it going on. But yeah, she was the choreographer for this movie.
Oh, nice.
But it was before she went as Gates McFadden, so she was still known as Cheryl McFadden. Also, the baby noises were not done by the baby.
And of course, it's kind of hard to get a baby to
Bowie them. They were, if I remember correctly, they were done by Bowie himself.
Oh my God.
Which is really fun to think about. And Baby said,
Okay.
And baby, if I remember correctly, was the child of one of the one of the crewmen.
Now, okay. I can believe that. But was it one of the situations where, it was just one baby for the whole entire movie, or was there multiple babies? Because some movies with babies, there's multiple.
I think it was just one baby.
Oh, yeah. Guess they can afford others. Babies are expensive,
Well, that's why they used one of the background crewmen. Like, one of the, I don't know if it was a puppeteer or just one of the, sound or whatever. I don't remember exactly. But it was somebody who was working on the movie, brought their kid in to play Toby.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean, just babies are always demanding, like, higher pay than all the other actors. Such divas.
Yeah, they'll just milk you dry.
Yeah. Shit. What do you think the Bogby and Charles stench smells like?
The bathroom after my nephew uses it.
Yeah, probably. I was more thinking of a Walmart bathroom after midnight.
I don't go into Walmart, even though there's a Walmart like right down.
Or any supermarket, 24/7 supermarket bathroom.
Our Walmart isn't 24/7.
Oh, shit.
It was, but then after COVID, they're like, no. They close at like 11 now. But honestly, it would have some form of sulfuric scent to it, considering
Definitely.
the fact that it was like.
It was like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Catch you so you'll never get the stench out.
Or just a crowded bus. Because who here hasn't had, well, probably not Dex, but hasn't had to sit near somebody who smelled like shit on the bus.
Okay, that's true. And sitting next to someone who smells like shit is bad. I like something worse. Sitting next to somebody that smells really bad, but you can't place what they smell like. Like, not only do they smell bad, but your mind's racking. It's like, what is that goddamn smell?
They smell like the bog of eternal stench. They must have stuck in there. That's the solution.
Exactly, yes.
Also, do you think when her dad came in because her parents came back, and if her dad walked in at the end, the puppets would disappear, or he'd just think that she was having weird keggers, and that's why she didn't want to watch her brother. It's like, I'm glad you actually have friends. What the fuck kind of furry shit is this?
I can explain, Dad.
I think they probably follow, like the Toy Story sort of rules, where they just sort of go.
God, I just realized something. I know I made a joke about hold still.
No, I am rocking right now because I'm in a hammock.
Why did that name just slip my head?
Hoggle, Ludo.
No, name of a movie. Dorothy, dog, stuff.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, thank you. I know I made a joke about it, but I'm just now realizing a lot of similarities with Wizard of Oz in this movie.
Really? I'll be honest, I watched like half of Wizard of Oz before I got bored and like, no thanks.
And I'm not talking about like a shot to shot, like they copied everything, just some similarities.
Yeah. Well, the fact that from the beginning she could have gotten to the castle if she just waited a little longer and listened to a worm. he would have told her,
well,
just
no,
go that.
because the worm told her not to go that way.
Yeah, but if she'd
And
stayed and talked to him a little bit, he might have said, "Don't go that way because it goes straight to the castle."
True.
And then she would have said, "Oh, that's exactly what I want to do." He's like, "Okay, that's a dumb idea, but that's how you get there."
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she had just talked to him for a little bit longer, she might have discovered that was the way it was. And
or even with the guards on the door, like those helping hands. Why would you say down? If you're falling and somebody caught you, you don't say, "Oh, I guess I'll go down." No, help me up, bastards.
well, the whole thing about Wizard of Oz was also that she didn't, like, Dorothy didn't know it, but she could have gone home at any time when she had the red slippers. She just, and the whole thing is, at the end, Glinda is like, yes, you could have gone home at any time if you just clicked your heels and said, there's no place like home. All this, but if I had told you that at the beginning, you wouldn't have believed me, or something like that. I forget exactly how she phrased it.
No, I thought she just kept her around in order to destroy the Wicked Witch.
I mean, that could have been her all.
And okay, I don't know whether this is just the book and movie variants, or if this is just a variation, like, story or what, because I've never been able to sit through the entirety of the Judy Garland version of Wizard of Oz, but I thought she rode home with the wizard in a balloon.
I think that was more of a book thing.
Okay, you're right.
Because I thought she helped the wizard fix his balloon and they rode home together.
Okay, you're part right. And I'm guessing Dex sings the movie, so he already knows what it is. Okay, so she was going to ride on the balloon, right? But during a whole bunch of waving goodbye and everything, like the wizard waving goodbye to everybody, he accidentally lets the balloon go while he's inside it, and he accidentally flies off without her.
Ah.
Then she does the shoe thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know tapping your feet and saying there's no place like home is a meme from it, but I also thought she took the balloon. Like I said, I could never, like, watch the entire thing.
The whole, okay, so you reminded me of something. There's a video recently that I saw, about you wanted to believe me about tapping your shoes, and the video is pretty much saying, you came floating down here in a bubble. I would have believed anything that you said.
You got a bunch of dancing midgets for your party. I just assumed I'm tripping balls, and I'd just roll with it, bitch.
Oh, so what were the names of her companions anyway? There was
Hoggle, who was
Hoggle,
Ludo,
dwarf.
And
Ludo,
Ambrose. Ludo, yeah. Hoggle, Ludo, Didymus, and Ambrose.
I don't think it was like Aloysius or something. I thought.
No, Ambrosius.
Ambrosius. Yeah. There you go. That's what it was. It was something like that. Yeah. But yeah, which was
Rockstar.
Didymus's steed.
Yes.
Who, fun fact, I'm pretty sure was like was a reuse from the Jim Henson Hour, because he's been in a couple of Henson things. I think he was also the same dog in
Fraggle
Rock.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I think he was the same dog in Fraggle Rock and The Storyteller. If you remember that one with John Hurt.
I suppose a sheepdog is very nice it's a good breed for a puppet because there's lots of floof to hide hands in and
a very expressive feature.
Yeah, and it moves, or it has good movement.
Yeah.
They're kind of plop. They move very lumberingly, so that kind of covers up for any. It's very easy to puppet that, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it's easy to swap them out with the puppet for I'm assuming for the running scenes, it was an actual dog, and then for the close-ups with expressions and stuff, they used a puppet.
I didn't look that deep into it.
Well, this was your first time you were taking it all in, enjoying the moment.
Gotta watch at least 10 more times.
We've seen it a billion times, so when I rewatched it, I was watching it in analytic mode. This was our childhood, man. Which is funny considering you're between us in age, and yet you missed it somehow.
Yeah, it wasn't in our VHS collection. It just wasn't, and so we had other things. And I remember the crap out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Boy, I still have the first two on VHS.
Yeah, I just about wore those. I think the first one definitely. The second one maybe. Third one I don't think I cared for, but I don't think many people cared for.
I actually was fond of. I actually liked the third one pretty well, although the change of April kind of was jarring. But it was nice to have Casey back. But the first one, you know that commercial at the beginning for Pizza Hut? At the beginning of the first Ninja Turtle movie?
On the Domino's.
No, it was Pizza Hut.
No, it was Domino's.
Well, my VHS was Pizza Hut.
No, it was Domino's. That's the.
We'll have to look that up later.
The one with the baseball diamond. The one where they're in the baseball diamond.
Oh, okay. We're talking about the VHS, not the actual movie.
No, yeah. the commercial for at the beginning of the VHS tape.
Oh, was no, I don't remember what that was. But the first, I was thinking about.
No, not in
product placement of Domino's.
No, I was talking about in the VHS tape. You know how there's always the little advert at the beginning of the movie, before the movie itself starts with the THE thing and blah blah blah. But that beginning advert for Pizza Hut, it was Pizza Hut.
Yeah, we were talking about two different things.
No, the advert on the VHS at the beginning of the first Ninja Turtle movie was a Pizza Hut advert. It was them playing baseball. It started with them playing baseball. And then my VHS copy got worn so badly, I have no idea what happened to the rest in the rest of that advert, because it was so until it gets to the thing. That's how badly I wore out the tape. I still have it and it still works. But that first 30 seconds of advert, the first few seconds is fine. But then for some reason the last half of the advert gets until it gets to the intro. Although there were a couple of other adverts on there that were okay. Suburban Commando and...
Well, one of my partial theories is why I didn't get it was you were the right age for it when it came out, and maybe by the time it got really, really popular as sort of its following, cult following picked up, Madrox saw it. But I was in the middle between when it was debuted and when it really started to pick up its cult following. And so
you were born in what, 89?
I'd rather not say on air when I was born, but between you two, so it's almost exactly between you two, I think. If I remember correctly. It might not be
I'm
quite,
like a year younger, I think, than Labyrinth, so.
But I was not alive when Labyrinth came out. So
I mean, technically neither was I. It was over a year old when I was born.
yeah.
But
like it was new enough that, I don't know, maybe something like that. I just throwing a theory out there about it, but
I think another thing, at least with my family was always obsessed with Henson, and my family's like big thing. My parents were Henson, Dr. Seuss, and you know that and like Snoopy. What's it called? Peanuts. Like, and then my dad, it was all fantasy stuff anyways. So my family demographic is right there with all that sort of thing, which is why.
Yeah, I don't think my family was really that into it, and I don't think it was. Yeah, I just don't think it quite fits what we would keep. I think what would be bought, it would be like Disney Renaissance, that sort of thing. There was that. There was, it wasn't really this didn't quite fit into the mold of things I think we would have bought at the time. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I just missed it. I mean,
And remember, rocks are friends.
Yeah, so if you cry for help, the rocks will help you.
I am personal friends with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That would be an awesome thing for somebody to AI. Ludo and Rock friends.
I love Ludo. I think he's one of my favorite characters.
He is so squishy and so just like floof. No wonder you like him.
Who's the one who? I'm using the wrong word, but who drove the mech?
That
Hoggle?
Hoggle. Hoggle was the one who knocked the goblin out and was like, I don't know how you drive this thing. It's gonna blow. Run.
Then there was that whole scene with that. Would you call her a witch?
Yeah. Oh, the bag lady.
Yeah.
That collecting, and she started putting putting all of Sarah's items on her back. It's like piling them up on top of her, and it's like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say she was evil, just eccentric.
Keep in mind, first of all, they were different aspects of, Sarah's psyche at the time. Like, she was representing that, possessiveness at the beginning. Like, you stole Lancelot! You bastard! She was all pissed off and that spurred the entire thing. One of her toys was stolen, and she, like, you stole my teddy bear, bitch. And so that hoarder / possessive mentality of materialism is what that lady represented.
Okay.
But also, all of the goblins were basically slaves to Jareth and had to do what he wanted. And so Jareth is like, keep her away from the Goblin City. It's like, okay, ooh, look at all these pretty things. Come join me in hoarding.
I mean, they are very pretty things. And she made an exact replica of her bedroom.
That's not creepy at all.
Yes. Not creepy at all. Now, okay, what was it that made her, like, pass out? Was it a poppy field?
No, it was Wizard of Oz. It was an apricot or a peach or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a peach.
That Jareth gave Hoggle. And it's like, you'll give it to her. It's like, it won't hurt her, will it? You care? Not gonna hurt her. Well, I could just throw you in the bog of eternal stench. Although, wasn't that the scene where it's like, oh, she's my friend. Friend. Ha. If she kisses you, I'll turn you into a prince. A eternal stench.
Yeah.
And so she goes to kiss him and thank you, and it's like, no, don't kiss me, don't kiss me. Oh, fuck, you kissed me.
Okay, now one thing I want to talk about is like, okay, I could see how they would do it now because, computer technology and stuff would be really easy to. But that MC Escher scene was...
It was a lot. It was green screen.
Wait, they had green screen back then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit.
Green screen. How do you think Star Wars was made? Green screen and a lot of hand-painted scenes.
Even then, that green screen was impressive.
I mean, it was George Lucas.
Yeah, that's true.
It was Lucasfilms and Henson.
Oh,
also,
shit. Green screen goes all the way back to the 1930s.
Yeah.
It's like before computers. Mainstream computers, I mean.
Yeah.
Damn. That's kind of impressive.
Well, and this wasn't that far before. Well, when did T2 come out? Terminator 2 come out?
I have no idea. I'm not a fan of Terminator.
Well, just as a milestone of...
Yeah, I don't... No, I'm saying... Wasn't it 89?
Which, this was 86, so, like...
It was 86? I thought it was 84.
No, Labyrinth was 86.
Oh, so I'm a year older than it. Okay. I thought I was a year younger.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ghost 84. Okay.
But yeah, because you had, in Terminator 2, you had... That was 91. So only 5 years later, you're getting... He's made of liquid metal.
Yeah.
So, like...
And you know those those little balls he was playing with?
Mm-hmm. The Fushigi.
They were actually done by somebody else standing behind him, wearing the same glove as him, and just doing the hand motions.
Yeah, because that's a thing. The whole moving like a smooth ball around like that. That's a whole...
Yeah,
thing.
they had a like juggler type guy who was good at that, doing all the hand motions for him, which was fun. A fun little fact.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was, it with Bowie being the way Bowie is, it wouldn't surprise me if that was just something he did. That was like a talent he did or something as a side thing. And like, that was just something he knew how to do. And they're like,
that is a fair assumption, but no, he didn't know how to do it.
Because I'm just imagining he's like, oh yeah, he's just sitting on the side of he's reading his script, he's making sure he's doing makeup or something, and he's just messing around with this crystal ball that he's got to play around with just to keep his hands busy and to sort of, relieve boredom. And he's just sitting there like, oh, that's really cool. Would you mind doing that for the film? Okay.
Yeah, not saying that Bowie didn't like playing with balls, but he didn't have that kind of talent.
Yeah, yeah, it's plausible though.
Yeah.
It may not have been true, but that's a plausible thing you could imagine happening.
But it was funny because the way they did it, they had somebody like crouching behind him, wearing the same kind of sleeve and just like sticking their arm around him and fondling the balls like that. And so just imagine having that job, being like pressed up against David Bowie's back, just juggling a couple of balls in front of him. and pretending to be his hand. Also, that had to be just like heaven for Bowie to play that kind of role. He played it so well, but also imagine being in there, like in that goblin chamber with all those puppets and the puppeteers underneath and having to talk to the puppets.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you have Lucas and you have Henson. Like, the effects were always going to be good. Like, effects, practical and non-practical effects were always going to be good with this movie. Like, you bringing two people who know how to do, well, who can do the kind of things they do, like, the effects were always going to be good either way.
Oh yeah. And I saw like behind the scenes stuff on this, and there was so much intricacy. There were like three people just to play Hoggle. Like one person being the physical Hoggle, another person doing the voice and the like certain facial features, and then a third person doing other features. Because there was so much detail in that helmet.
Speaking of Hoggle, and by recently, I mean like it's been a few years now. Do you hear he was found like in some storage thing?
Oh, his head?
No, like his whole body was just like found, pretty deteriorated too.
Well, obviously that thing is very old now. Trust me, so am I, and I'm pretty deteriorated too. But that some of those the like not costuming, but the puppeteering in that, and all the work that went into those puppets and those live puppets, you know, the ones that people wore on all of Henson's stuff is just freaking amazing.
Okay, so a lot longer than I thought it was, actually. Time passes. The Hoggle display at the Unclaimed Baggage Museum in Scottsboro. This May, the Unclaimed Baggage, most famous find Hoggle, the puppet from David Bowie's 1986 Labyrinth film, blah, blah, arrived in Las Vegas at the store in 1997, so it was just found in lost luggage.
Wow.
God damn, dude. Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah, actually, while we're at it, let's see what else about the movie. I'm glad it didn't turn out to be one of those things. Oh, it's all just a dream. A dream.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it kind of did feel like it was kind of a twist ending that it wasn't a dream, because all of the hints throughout the entire thing was that she is hallucinating and she's dreaming, because look at all of the little details that were taken straight from her room in the first scene. Like even her friends, she had stuffed animals of them, you know, she had little hints of things taken directly from her room. Damn. Even the whole Labyrinth thing was a book in her, it wasn't actually based off of a book, but it was
the book she was playing with in the park.
Yeah, she was role playing as a character from this book that she was obsessed with, and then suddenly got sucked into the story, kind of never-ending story style. Which that's a whole nother can of worms that would take a few weeks to go through, because book versus movie is so different in there. And that is my favorite book growing up, is Yeah, that's a lot to unpack, and that, even though it is Henson and brilliant in its own right, it's not the book.
Hey, no cheating. Don't look it up. But guess what the budget for Labyrinth was? The budget, not how much it made.
Stupidly high.
17,000.
25 million.
25 million.
In 1986 money.
That's still that's not that bad for as much stuff as they did.
Damn. Let's see how much it made though. Okay, how much did it make to date? Let's see.
And I mean, people are still buying this movie, so.
See how much. Yeah.
I think I have it on DVD somewhere. I used to have it on VHS.
Oh, that's sad.
What?
It only made like just over half its budget.
Really?
Yeah. So $25 million budget, it made $12,729,917.
To date.
By the end of its run in U.S. cinemas, the film had grossed, yeah. I mean, it might make a little bit more since it's coming back to theater, so I'll have to see when it's back out.
Well, they've also sold the movie on VHS, I imagine, and DVD and all that.
Yeah.
So it probably, if that was just box office, then yeah.
And then you can rent or buy it on Amazon Prime and stuff for streaming. Which, at that point, I usually just buy the tangible copy instead of the streaming version.
Yeah, because
if you have to pay for a single movie, it's usually only like $10 more to get the tangible copy, and then they can't revoke that right from you.
Yeah, so the whole debacle with Funimation right now.
Yeah,
it's like you paid $7 or $10 to watch this series whenever you wanted, but guess what? We have to revoke that right now because we no longer have rights to stream it. Whereas you spend maybe $15 more and you get the entire, box, the entire season or series on DVD, and they can't revoke that right. They ain't gonna come into your house and be like, no, we're taking that DVD back.
Oh, if they could, they would.
They would, but good luck finding it in my house.
But
I still have so many VHS tapes that I have not looked through because, one, I kind of buried my VCR, and because I don't, I just have my clothes in a big, not hamper, but one of those giant Tupperware type tubs, but the big ones for storage, and I just keep my clothes in there, and it's on the table right in front of my TV in my room, so my VCR in my room, so I can't really get to my VCR. Also, a lot of these VHS tapes are unlabeled, and they were my dad's, so it's kind of a crapshoot whether it's hentai or normal VHS tapes. So it's a little iffy on watching them.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this one? Oh, this one's my mom's old soaps. Okay. Ooh, Doctor Who. Nice. I have that one on DVD, though. Ooh, what's this one? Okay, no, that's hentai.
And then she punched David Bowie in the face and stole back her baby brother.
No, she didn't have to punch him. She just says, you have no power over me. It's fun that she remembered it when she needed to.
The puppeteering obviously amazing. It's storytelling. It's okay. It's good. It uses a lot of tropes from
of its time.
Yeah, this is a lot of tropes from, it's a bit of a mishmash of a lot of fairy tales, sort of fairy tale themes, sort of all sort of chucked in a blender and shoved together. But it works. It works. It's good. It works. And the music's going to depend very much on whether you like David Bowie or not. Especially that era of David Bowie, because what you get, you're going to get a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that's some of my favorite, some of the best Bowie works for me.
It's very much like you are either going to, if you love this style of this sort of era of Bowie and this kind of music from Bowie, you're gonna love it. If you don't like it, well, you're gonna hate it because you're gonna get the same stuff over and over again. It's they're not all the same song, but they all have the same style and era.
Well, that's how the movie goes.
Yeah. It's you're gonna get a lot of the same. Magic Dance is a little different from a lot of the other stuff, but other than that, like most of it's very much the same style. And so, like, if you like,
look at a musical like Cats. Look at any musical movie. It's got a underlying musical theme.
You'll end up with composer. You'll end up with that, and sometimes they'll mix it up, but usually if it's all by the same guy, it's going to have a similar feel. And this is
that is true. Although in some cases when they have like reboots and stuff, it doesn't always work out if they add songs. The Little Mermaid reboot, they did a great job. Like, there's only one song that was added to that didn't quite feel the same, but it still is a great song. So
I liked it. I know what Sarah talking about. I liked it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I just don't care about the reboots altogether. So,
well, Little Mermaid was my sister's like go-to. Mine was Ninja Turtles. Hers was Little Mermaid. But like the one song that the prince sings on the shore.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different song.
Which one are you thinking of?
Scuttlebutt.
Because that still has still has a similar feel to.
Oh no, I was just talking about songs made up for the movie. That one of the.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying that one still feels like it belongs with the old songs. The only one that doesn't have the same undercoursing theme, like, musical thematically speaking, is, I forget what song it's called, but the one that the prince sings on the shore. Where, right after she rescues him. And he's like, lamenting about her or whatever. It's a beautiful song, but it doesn't tie into the old songs as well as Scuttlebutt did. And I mean, Scuttlebutt's just a great song.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Labyrinth. So yeah, I mean, the puppet work's obviously good. It's Jim Henson.
The CGI was like very of its time, but still really good for its time.
Oh yeah,
it does well in that you don't notice it really. You don't really notice it. It's not right up in your face about it.
Although when Jack and I were watching it yesterday, he's like, "Oh, that's green screen. Oh, that's green screen." he's like analyzing it.
But it's not egregious to the point where you're like, oh, okay, this takes me out of the story completely. It just sort of if it works when it's there, it doesn't do something stupid.
It enhances the story rather than detracts.
It doesn't distract. It's not distracting.
I really like how they did the bubble, the balls.
But yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, David Bowie's balls in this were just brilliant.
Yeah, it doesn't distract. Everything was. It wasn't. None of the effects were distracting. It was just. It told a good story with a good way, and the music's going to depend greatly upon if you like David Bowie or not.
The only thing distracting in that movie was Bowie's outfit in certain scenes.
Oh yeah.
The leggings.
Yeah, Magic Dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are some sexy leggings.
Anyway. Do we have anything else to say about it? We kind of got our general thoughts and wandered all over the place with it, but
we talked about the helping hand, so it's very helpful.
The one of us lies and one of us only tells the truth thing.
Now, I wonder, was that the first movie that, because a lot of movies have done that.
I don't know when that trope came about.
I imagine, I'm going to guess and say that that's been done before and they were just taking it, but the Labyrinth is such a well-known movie that after Labyrinth did this, it
took it from
it took it from being an obscure thing in some book over there, and then oh, well, that's a cool idea. I'll take it, and we'll do it. We'll do this here.
I did have one comment about that part, because if one of them lies and one of them only tells the truth, how would they be able to say that? How were they able to say that? Because it's like, one of us only lies and one of us only tells the truth. Which one is which? We can't tell you.
Well, if the whole situation is true, the only one who could tell you would be the truth teller.
Exactly.
And if they were lying to you, then it doesn't matter because the whole thing's a farce anyway.
Exactly. So while her logic is rather sound,
she's relying on that she talked to the truth teller first, and in which case, unless it was the second head that was doing it, and that one isn't restricted or something, like I forget what order they talked to them, but like,
the upper heads talked first, so unless they aren't constrained by that, but then after she talked to the lower heads, they said that they only one tells the truth and one lies. So if I remember correctly, then why would that wouldn't quite be viable, because one of them would be lying about lying.
Yeah, it's yeah, they could be lying about the whole situation. Like they could be lying about the door there being a safe door, and whatnot.
Exactly.
And they could be, not, but yeah,
they could be lying about one of them telling the truth.
The whole,
because if they're both liars, then they'd both be lying about the entire situation.
Yeah, and both doors lead to hell.
Yeah. You're assuming that what is going on is fair, and that has not been the case for a lot of things in this movie.
True. And that creature with the head is with the bird head. Like, dude, were you invited in her room during that party? Because you were absolutely no help. You should not have been in that party, along with the guards who tried to kill her. Although, to be fair, they were being controlled by Jareth. But still.
Anyway.
Now remember, a labyrinth is just a straight line.
No. um. Anyway, we don't have anything else.
Nope.
It would have been funny if Jareth had had bull horns, though.
Yeah.
Because if he is the king in the middle of the labyrinth.
Minotaur.
Yep.
I think he was just king because he was tallest.
So
I'm taller than you.
So Princess Peach logic.
Yeah, I'm taller than
And
you, so I
also,
rule
he
you.
could probably almost all of his minions. He could literally kick.
Yeah, he literally threw them around. So
yeah, it's a bit of a Muppet Christmas Carol situation. You're just like, I could. You have one human and a bunch of little ones. You could just kick them if they get out of line. You're made of fabric. Go away. Fabric and foam. Go away. Anyway, okay.
That's what we should do for next holiday season. Review the Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's a thought. All right.
If we remember.
Okay. And